Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. Well, tonight we have 3 things to do, but we're only going to do one tonight, and that is Chucky. And this is the 3rd episode. And Marco has the title, because I don't know.
Safi, you're literally covering the side where it's like directed towards...
Okay, my tongue is killing me, okay? I
But
bit
it's like-
it and it hurts.
I'm talking, I'm going to block my voice so that you can't hear my voice.
Alright, and then we have a new...
But
God bless it, Marco. What the hell?
you said I have to say the title.
Well, say it then.
Hail Mary.
Oh.
Yeah. You literally asked me to do that. And then you're like...
And then, tomorrow or Friday, we have somebody coming here to pick up a bunch of stuff.
Nobody
so
needs to
we're
know
busy.
that, Safi.
We're very busy, so we'll try to get this
Irrelevant.
in either tomorrow or Friday, but 2, not 1, but 2 brand new episodes of this season's American Horror Story.
Yeah. I bet it's gonna suck. Anyway,
I don't know.
So let's review the episode finally. This episode, It was pretty good, actually. Like, I was worried because at the end of last episode, they had this little teaser for something that was like, ugh, I don't want to see that at all. Where you get to see Glenn and Glenda, quote unquote. And, you know, I just was not, like, I do not like those characters at all. They're terrible. Some of the worst characters of the whole Chucky series, honestly. But this episode had none of that, and so I was actually very happy with that. And it also had a clip from Psycho 3, which is my favorite horror movie. Of course, the clip where the girl gets stabbed on the toilet. Remember that, Safi?
No.
Where she stabs her and then she stabs the toilet paper and then she leaves. And I think they might have shown the telephone booth kill as well, but I thought that was really cool because I never would have expected them to show a clip from the best movie in the Psycho series. You know, they're too busy showing clips from the second best one or the third best one. You know, they never show the one from the best one. But most of the episode is good. There are a couple of things I didn't like, but it's not that I didn't like them, it's that it was similar to the first season where you had a couple of storylines and it felt like what happened with them was a little anticlimactic. So that's really my only complaint. So what about you, Safi?
I thought it was pretty good.
When you watched it,
I know they showed Tiffany. I was out of the room.
They showed Tiffany? They never showed Tiffany.
I heard her voice.
Where?
Was it an ad?
Probably.
Okay, well, I thought I heard Tiffany.
Yeah, that she was. They for the promo for next week.
Oh.
They just had this whole thing of like, she's throwing a murder mystery party. I don't know why she's doing that.
I don't either.
That sounds stupid.
That does sound stupid.
I'm not excited to see that. But
we had a little clink in the episode. A little, I don't know what you want to call it. A little surprise that nobody's aware of, not even the other Chucky. Maybe he was in the beginning, but then they brainwashed him. And I maybe forgot. But another Chucky comes to the house, and nobody knows it. So that's put kind of, you know, they have these plans. I'm not really sure what they are, whether they want to get rid of Chucky or stop him somehow. And so they've made these plans, whatever they're going to do. but nobody knows that this new Chucky has come. So anything they do could be negated or messed up in some way because this new Chucky comes on the scene. Either he'll take over the evil doings, which that could be the case, or he will mess up what they've been doing with the Chucky that was already there, and who knows. But it's nobody knows it, that this other doll is there. I don't know where it was delivered because...
Safi, that's the end of the episode. Like, the rest of the episode we got to talk about first.
That wasn't the end. They showed him coming in there.
Oh, yeah.
In the doorway, and then...
He
had a really low... He has a very different voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same guy, because it doesn't sound like it.
It is, but he's
very
just
low.
doing a different version, and so... I thought that was good because obviously, if you have all these Chuckies, it would be hard to know which is which, and unless you're doing that on purpose to make some sort of a thematic point, then it's not going to be good. So I like that all the Chuckies are going to have different voices, just different voice tones, like the Chucky that was already there, that they brainwashed, and that was really cool. That instead of torturing him, they brainwashed him and did a Clockwork Orange, but with Chucky. And I thought that was really funny and cool.
Yeah,
and clever.
That was cool too.
And I really liked that. And they turn him into like a dope, and he's basically like the Chucky from Part 2, where he's good. And then, of course, the evil Chucky comes and kills him and all that. Which, I don't know if he'll kill him. I don't know. And then, at the same time, a lot of this episode had to do with Lexi, the best actor on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everyone.
She really is good.
She was great. And it's funny because the show is basically a joke at this point, but still she's pretty serious and she does a great job. And that's what I find unfortunate, is that this show had the potential to be a great serious show with some comedic moments, and instead it's now become a fully comedic show with some serious moments. And I feel like it's unfortunate for her because she is the best part of the show, and so the best part of the show is something that's serious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too bad everything isn't treated that way. It'd be better. And she has this story about this bully. What was the bully's name?
Devin?
No, Devin's the other gay guy.
I don't know.
The true crime podcast for Safi.
I only heard his name like once.
Yeah, what's his... I'm just going to call him Buzz, because he looked very creepy, and in the last episode, I got, really, ugh. This guy, I do not want to see what he's going to do.
He has a very big head.
Yeah.
And like a very big face.
Yeah. And...
It's almost not even real.
Yeah, he would be the perfect person to play Jason Voorhees if he was... I don't know how tall he is or how old he is, but if he was at 6 feet and he's in his 20s, he'd be perfect to play Jason Voorhees in a Friday the 13th reboot or whatever. Just because of the shape of his head is huge. I mean, he kind of looks like a Chucky doll a little bit.
Yeah, he does. He's blondish hair, isn't he?
Or like a Garbage Pail Kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
And the Garbage Pail Kid, they had a scene Safi missed, and it was very much like Home Alone 2, where he was acting very nice, and then all of a sudden he turns and he's evil to her, and he's talking to her about her pill addiction because she's taking pills at the water fountain, which I don't know why she's stupid enough to do that.
I don't either.
And then he's sort of like starting to blackmail her, like saying that you know that he knows that she's a pill addict, and if they find out, you'll be here till you're 18, and so there's that threat, and it's like I don't know, like what was he gonna do? Like it's I don't know, like so I don't know. Like his character was very menacing, but in that scene his menacing was kind of lost a little bit because he didn't really spell out what he wanted from her in any way. Like if he wanted her to be his slave and like clean his room for him or something, I don't know. You don't find out. And that's also a key criticism I have with Slappy in the Goosebumps series, is that he always tells these little girls that he wants them to be his slaves. And it's like, what is this, like Jeffrey Epstein Slappy? Like, I don't know what this is, what he's talking about. So, like, you have to be more specific. And so he wasn't really that menacing. It was very much like in Home Alone 2, when he apologizes to the family, and then he turns to Kevin and says, "You're a dirty little trout sniffer." That's literally the scene. That's what it was like.
Yeah.
And then, did you like that, Safi? Oh wait, you didn't see it. Never mind.
Yes, I did.
No, there was a first scene.
Oh.
There were two scenes where he's like talking to her, and he's like,
Oh, I only saw one of them. Now.
Lexi.
He stopped her in the hall, and she had just gone to the clinic. That's the one I saw.
I'm actually evil, like Safi predicted.
Congratulations, Safi. Your prediction came true.
Because it was bull. You knew that
Bull.
he would,
Bull?
that he was just putting on for the nuns and priests.
I don't know.
I did.
I don't know. So, and at the same time, her friend, they also, a lot of the episode had to do with her friend. What was the friend's name again? Megan?
I think so.
She really likes Lexi, not in a gay way like with Devin and Jake.
She admires her.
But she likes her as a friend, which is nice because, nowadays they don't really allow people of the same sex to be friends anymore in movies and TV shows, especially the fans. Like I guarantee with this show, there's going to be a bunch of fanboys who write their little fan fictions, like with Safi, where she writes her subspecies fan fiction with Lexi and Megan. But Megan goes to confession, and that's where you get a hint at where the show's gonna go, because she's got red hair like Chucky, and something happens where is it a priest? Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Is that
It's
what you
an
call it?
Older priest.
Okay.
He's probably tired or
the-
something, just does confession.
This bald priest, he's taking a confession from Megan, and Megan's really pissing him off, so he takes a little swig of a drinky poo, and then that's when Chucky strangles him with his rosary necklace. And the key is that then the necklace falls to the ground outside of the what do you call it, a booth?
Confessional.
The confessional, and then Megan comes out and she picks it up and takes it for some reason.
No, what happened was it broke.
Yeah, but she took
picked it up
She
bead
took
by
it,
bead
though.
by bead by bead, and I thought, why is she
That's
doing
the
that?
point.
If he's found murder, they'll think she did it because she has the beads.
Yeah, so like
I
basically
don't know why she did that.
they're hinting that she's gonna be like Junior, which I'd be fine with that because she's a much better actress than Junior.
Yeah,
Like,
should.
she doesn't act like she's sleeping. I would say actually, in terms of kid actors on the show, Lexi is the best,
Mm-hmm.
and then Megan,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest.
Mm-hmm.
the rest. And then in terms of the adults, I really just like the brother from Ben and Arthur. And Safi, you can't talk like that because nobody
I'm
can hear you.
cold
I mean,
and
it's
my
so
mouth
embarrassing.
hurts.
It's like I'm doing a solo review in this bitch.
So why are you laughing?
It's true. You're like.
I just wish my tongue would stop hurting.
You guys are gonna hear my vibrating.
Okay, Marco, why waste time doing that?
It's called banter, Safi. You have to have banter so that you can be like Mystery Science Theater. Anyways, and so yeah, it was confusing. Why did she take the necklace?
But it wasn't
Why?
that she. It wasn't a whole necklace.
But she
It
took.
had
She's
broken,
swinging.
and there
Safi,
were
she
beads
was.
everywhere, and she
Safi.
picked each one up.
Safi,
So she went to a lot of trouble.
She took the necklace. She was swinging it around. She had the whole necklace.
I thought it was bead by bead.
She did pick up the beads, but she made it back into a necklace.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw that.
So the whole point is that she has the necklace, Safi.
Why?
I don't know.
That's what I didn't get. But of course, she doesn't know. See, this is confessional. So he sits on the other side, and you can't see what's going on in there. They only have like a little tiny, what do you call it? Like a little screen at the top where a face. You could probably see the face of the priest, and they can kind of see you, like the side. And you can't tell. You couldn't see all that. She would never been able to see all that, and he didn't make any noise. No noise was made, so she had no idea what happened. There's no blood or anything, and so the thing is, she'll have that necklace, and why would she? Or it's not really a necklace.
Yeah,
You
it's a
hold it
necklace.
and you touch each bead or something, and each bead means something. And you touch one, you say this thing, and then you touch another one, you say something else. And I've read this.
Well, I don't like the final. I don't like the final necklaces, so I don't really care.
It's a rosary beads.
Anyway, other things to talk about. They have this little story where, now see, this is where I'm going to talk about disappointments.
Okay.
Number one, the gayness. Like, not the gayness like the behavior, but the gayness storyline. It was very unfortunate because I said in last video I was excited to see what would happen when they find out, and like it seemed like it would be like a big reveal, and it would be really funny or really intense.
When they find out what?
That they're gay.
Oh.
But instead, it's just like casually thrown around in this episode, and the brother from Ben and Arthur is talking to the nun teacher, and he says,
Did you know they're gay? Did you know?
and then, like, I don't know, I guess he starts punishing them a little bit, or he wants to. It's kind of confusing. And I don't know, I felt like it was anticlimactic because I wouldn't have minded if they made it like a negative thing, because then maybe they could have had a good arc where the priest gets over it or something, or if they had it be like a funny thing. But to have it be like just what they did here was like very underwhelming. At the same time, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of underwhelming. And they have to return the Chucky doll by a certain point, or they'll be in big trouble. Which means they'll have to probably pick up the Bible again and read it. That's what trouble means in school.
In Bible school.
So they end up putting Chucky back. and they have some sort of a plan. And then that evil Chucky who arrived there with he has like a deeper voice.
Yes, it's completely different.
It's kind of funny.
I don't think it's him. I think it's another actor.
Yeah, it is, Safi.
Oh, well, I'd like to look at the...
I'll bet you.
Actors, the list, the character list.
Finally, Lexi has some sort of a breakdown when this really funny scene. They had a scene that was straight out of a Neil Breen movie where Lexi is sitting in the stall and she's really loving her pills. And then did they go into the shower drain?
I don't know.
Because they showed like a shower drain. But like
I don't know what happened there.
They either went into the toilet or they went into the shower drain or something. And she lost them, and for a second I thought she was gonna dig for them like in Fateful Findings. I mean, it was literally like almost exactly like that. Like, I was like, wow. It's like Neil Breen could have directed this episode of Chucky. Although he probably wouldn't, because he's not the star of it. You know, he would want to play Chucky. Wouldn't that be hilarious if Neil Breen played Chucky? Or maybe what if they made a movie where instead of a Chucky doll, you kids get a little figure of Neil Breen? And he comes alive in their rooms, and he gives them life advice.
Yeah.
And he tells them to eat their fucking plate of spinach. They should really make that a movie, or at least like a rip-off movie. Feel free to rip off that idea. So, at the end of the episode, the evil Chucky finds the bully rifling around in Lexi's room and looking for pills so that he can then probably, I don't know. What was he doing with the pills?
I think he put some in there.
Tampering with them? Yeah.
To set her up.
Yeah. And
that's what it looked like, and she found them. When they had an inspection.
Safi, that's after what just happened. I'm going to say that.
I know that, but still, when that happened, she pulled open the drawer and it looked like she found something, and it was, I think, what he put in there. So.
See, I was trying to pay attention to my voting while Safi was like looking at who I was voting for.
We finally got our absentee ballots. I was really kind of wondering what was going on.
And you were like trying to
We're dropping them off in the drop box, that's for sure. No mail. You
were trying to look at who I was voting for.
I don't care.
You were trying to take a peek. You're trying to be like, who's Marco voting for? Is he voting for Putney Swope again?
I really hope not. He takes it seriously, because it's a very serious election. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Because I did do that. I wrote in Putney Swope for president.
He said it, so I believed him.
Putney Swope for president, always. So, I was paying attention to that, but at the same time, the evil Chucky came in and he killed the bully. And I thought it was a great kill. It was great practical effects.
He gutted him.
He stabbed through his chest, and then he said a funny line about, I never skip arm day. Which was funny because I just did arm day the other day. And so I really loved that. I loved the whole scene. I thought it was so great. It was definitely one of the best kills of the series so far. The only thing that I didn't like was that, like, oh, the bully's killed now. You know, he got killed really, really early.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt anticlimactic. You know, like, he hasn't even done anything to Lexi at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's like, oh, he's this bully. And it's like that was all just kind of like a red herring But I just hope that it's worth it. Like, I hope that, since they killed him off, I hope that it's worth it, whatever story they have to tell. Because honestly, I would have rather have had another hour of the bully than had an hour of Tiffany throwing a murder mystery party with Glenn and Glenda. Like, that just makes me, like, want to, I don't know, like, I don't even know, like, take a, I don't know, like, what would that make you do, Safi? What does that make you want to do?
Nothing.
Like, I'm trying to look around. It's like, it makes you want to, I don't know, like, just smash your face into a giant TV screen until, like, you break the TV. Like, that's just, that's how bad it sounds to me. Like, I just really don't want to see that at all. And so I would rate this episode, though, and then finally the evil Chucky goes into the office with the nice Chucky, and what I think what might happen is that the evil Chucky will just replace him. And then he'll, like, just throw the nice Chucky to the side or something. And then the nice Chucky will get away and he'll get back with the kids. And then the evil Chucky will be in the office. So I would give this episode a B plus. What did I give last episode? Did I give last episode a B plus?
Maybe.
Oh,
It was a B something.
I give this one a B plus as well. Safi, what would you give it? And speak
agree.
up.
I agree. I give it a B plus too. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
It moved along. A lot of different things happened. A lot of action. Really good acting by Lexi and her friend Megan. And we showed the two boys. And they were getting in trouble for that dummy not being there. Although it showed up. And the priest, I don't know, was giving him a problem. And then he saw confession. And the guy told her, the priest told her, her penance was to say 400 Hail Marys.
Safi, that was Chucky.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Chucky told her penance.
So
She thought it was the priest. Was to say 400 Hail Marys.
You give it a B plus, Safi.
I did because a lot went on. I thought it was very complete. And I thought it was really that acting by Lexi. She was saying how people view her, how she's pretty and she's smart. And she's very, I don't know, bright. Just really
Safi.
Easy to be with, and that she was finding it really hard to keep it together, that she was just under a lot of stress. And I don't know, I thought that was interesting.
You're like a turtle hiding in your shell or
I know, I'm cold.
You're like crawling into your shell.
So I thought that was really good. Instead of focusing on killing and what Marco's doing, laughing.
We need to have a T-shirt with you with your head, and your head's inside of a turtle shell.
Oh God. Anyway, I thought it was a really nice, serious moment for like somebody with a mental health issue.
Except it didn't really mean much because...
Well, she was upset too. Remember, Chucky, the good Chucky, if you want to say it that way, now he's been brainwashed. He asked about her, if she ever had a boyfriend. And she talked about Junior, and she said he was really sweet. And then when she did that, she started to cry and she ran out of the room.
No, the thing is, though, is that it didn't really mean much, as I was trying to say before Franklin the Turtle interrupted me. It didn't really mean much because, as I said, we didn't really get to see their new foster lives. No, she wasn't living a foster life, but you know, we didn't really see people viewing her in school this season like as a pretty person or anything. Like this whole monologue that she went on, in order for this to be effective, you have to base it off of like the early first season where she was really that character, and it would have been a lot more effective in season 2 episode 1 if they would have had stuff to show that type of example of like how people view her. You know, they could have just had a little quick montage or something. Like when she gets arrested, she could have gotten arrested in school, and they could have done something with that. So, see, that's what I mean. When you do these TV shows, the biggest problem is that if you don't have a good foundation, it's always going to show up eventually. And so you already had a little bit of that with the episode 1 being so trash. And it was a terrible foundation for a season. And that little crack happened in this episode. A little bit. But not very much, obviously, because I give it a B+ and I don't care. So, anyways, Franklin the Turtle.
Alright, well, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and become one of our subscribers. We welcome new subscribers and enjoy having comments about what you've seen and what you like and what you don't like. And it's fun to talk about things like this instead of other things that are going on.
Safi, are you a turtle?
Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.